Right guys, welcome back to Richard's Little Travels and welcome back to the channel. First, before we get into this video, I just want to say a massive thank you on the Philadelphia Eagles video that we did. My story on how I became a fan. The response, like on a new channel, to get like 10,000 views, I am genuinely so grateful. I really appreciate it. I think we're potentially going to be hitting 10K subscribers. So if you are seeing this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Starting a new channel and getting this reception is the best thing ever. And I get to sit down in my kitchen and just have a chat with you guys. So today's video is a Q&A around my trip, which was Route 66, and other places that I visited in America. And obviously I have like a lot of American subscribers, like American followers. And I'm sure you guys kind of want like a British person's opinion on anything. So I've got quite a lot of your questions here. If you follow the Richardsales Travel Instagram page, you would have seen that I put a Q&A up. So I'm basically just going to answer some of your questions of some of the things that you guys are interested in. You know, a lot of it's food related, location related. So let's get into the video, baby. Right. First question is from Keyblade Master. What was my favorite part of the whole trip? Oh, that is such a hard question. It's so hard, right? And the reason why I say that is that on Route 66, like the dynamic changes from state to state. So every time you go somewhere different, you find something specific about that actual place that you love. But I would say my best part of the trip, I think it was probably when I was in Joshua Tree. We basically rented like an Airbnb. Like I'll pop up what it looks like on the screen right now. And just to be looking out at the desert, seeing like a coyote, like being in a completely different part of the world and really taking it in. And the stars, like you guys know, like I'm a big fan of astronomy. Like my tattoo is all based around astronomy. I've got astronomy all over my neck. Like seeing the stars at night was like one of the best. It was one of the best things ever. Like genuinely, just even thinking about it now is making me smile. Seeing the Hollywood sign, I would say, is also one of the iconic moments. Like when you watch loads of movies and series that are based in America and you see the Hollywood sign, you're like, oh, like one day I want to see it. And now I have. Here's a picture of me with the old Hollywood sign. Look at me. By the way, I was sweating my bloody tits off walking up there, Sharon. Let me tell you. And then going back to Vegas, I think Vegas is such a big dopamine place. Like the city is genuinely non-stop. The casinos are loads of fun if you do it responsibly and you enjoy it instead of going there to actually earn money. I think if you just go there and have fun and sometimes just like lose a little bit of money, like it's such a good time. So I would say, that for now. If I can think of anything when I come more into the video, then I will. So, have you ever traveled through Maryland on the East Coast on your trips to the US? No. But obviously, you guys know that I was actually doing a East Coast road trip recently where I started in New York and I was going to drive all the way down to Miami. But obviously, due to the weather conditions in Florida at the moment, me and the missus just thought we can postpone this and we can do it again. So that is definitely coming. Is there anything in that sort of area in particular that you guys want to see? Please, if so, comment down below. But cool question. That question was from Holly MK Knight. Thank you, Holly. Right. Oh, this is a good question. Did you find the weather better or worse in the US? Right, guys, this is state dependent, right? So the first place that we went to, and you'll see this in the vlog, was San Francisco. San Francisco really, it just really reminded me of the UK. It was very grey, dull, windy, a little bit cold, but it was still warmer than the UK. But the minute we got to LA, I was like, oh, okay, this is getting a little bit hot now. Like I actually got burnt on the first day, like in LA, which was my own fault, you know, like it is what it is. I feel like us Brits, right? And we do this in the UK. When we get sun, guys, it's like the most exciting thing ever that we literally have to make sure that we just, you know, absorb as much vitamin D as we possibly can. Or is it vitamin C? It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And we just have to go all out because it might not come back for a couple of months. So LA was really hot, but it was like I feel like peak summer for like the UK when it gets really, really hot and humid here. That's what LA felt like. And then we drove to Joshua Tree. Oh my Guys, I'm talking about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. That's like nearly in the 40s, yeah? It was hot. I'm talking about the minute we got out the car, you just get this waft of like instant hot air. It's like someone's holding a fan in front of your face, but it's just hot air. And then we went to Sedona in Arizona, then it got even hotter, and I was like, what is going on? Then we went to Vegas, and Vegas was hot. So no matter where I was, it was bloody boiling. But I'm telling you now, it was the best thing ever. Like, obviously, as someone who's lived in the UK my whole life, to experience that much different types of heat, like just driving was like, it weren't real. Like, it didn't make any sense how hot it was. So I love the weather. I can understand why a lot of people would find it unbearable. But I guess it's like one of those things, like when you're used to it and you've kind of grown up around it, it's just like, you think this is hot. Like, do you know what I mean? I think some sort of kind of like Fahrenheit in Florida, people think it's freezing and they wear hoodies. But for us, that's like summer. Do you know what I mean? So it's, I guess it just depends on where you've grown up. But yeah, Lorianne, thank you for the question. I appreciate you. The biggest differences between the UK and America, other than driving on different sides. I'm going to be really honest. I feel like people in America are a lot friendly. They're a lot friendlier than what people are in the UK. Like when I go to London, for example, everybody just keeps themselves to themselves. But in America, everybody was just saying hello. And it was like the most reassuring factor ever. I feel like there's a lot more police, which makes a lot more sense. The bigger the country, the bigger the population, of course, there's going to have more police, which made me feel a lot more safe. Like in London, I'll be real, I don't feel 100% safe. And I grew up in London from like the age of 1 year old to I think 25, 26, I moved out of London. So like 26 years of my life, like, and still to this day, I still feel quite uncomfortable in certain areas of London, just because like, it's not policed properly. Like you get away with anything in London. It's just like, for me, it's not a nice feeling to be around. But when I was in New York, if I compare it to New York, I was walking around at like 11 p.m. midnight, and not once did I feel uncomfortable. There was police everywhere. It was busy. So that was definitely one of the biggest differences. The food portions. The food portion. You guys need to chill out in America. Like, thing is, luckily for me and Dan, we've traveled to America quite a lot, where we know now if we order something, we're going to share a plate. We're not going to order individual things anymore because it just doesn't make any sense. Like I'm talking about, we was at McGillen's, which is like, if for anyone watching from the UK, it's basically like a Wetherspoons. It's like a pub that does really good food, drinks, football's on in the background. Like it's really, really good vibes. And we ordered like a portion of like loaded curly fries. If I have a picture somewhere, it was like, I can't explain it, guys. It was like a mountain. And we ordered this as like a starter. So we also had sandwiches coming out. And I was just like, no wonder why every restaurant in America has takeaway boxes, is because it's like a food challenge everywhere that you go. So for me, that was like the massive difference. And obviously the driving in America is completely different. You can turn right at a red light. When the red light's flashing, it turns into like a right of way. So if you get to the junction first, you have right of way. But I just I parked the car, yeah, guys. Just imagine this in your head. I parked the car and the red light's flashing. I'm like, well, that doesn't look normal. So I've got cars bibbing behind me. Me and Ben, who have never driven in America before, don't understand what we're supposed to do. So I've just went, this could have gone wrong. Like in the UK, at a T-junction, you guys know the anxiety. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm supposed to go or am I supposed to drive? Stop bibbing. Like I've got Sharon bibbing behind me. Like it was intense. So I would say they're the noticeable differences that I found. There's probably a lot more, but I'm really laid back and I'm really easy. So like they're the only things that I found that were majorly different. That was Steve T. Shout out to you for the question. Best food and worst food. Oh. Right, the fast food options in America are obviously absolutely incredible. The sodium levels and the calories that come with it would be a little bit worrying. Like I'm so easily put into temptation. So for me, it's like, shit. Do you know what I mean? Like I can't say no. So I feel like that's the downfall. I feel like the ingredients that you're allowed, the salt amounts, the sodium, like every menu had like sodium warnings on it. So I think it's more about like, you know, self-control when you live in America or when you be in America. Like you can be in shape and you can, you know, you can be healthy. But for someone like me, it's just not happening. Like, I wouldn't be able to control myself. So I feel like that's the only sort of kind of like bad thing that I would say about the food is like the sodium levels and the calories. But the taste, when something tastes that good, I don't give a shit. Sorry, I don't care what is in it. I'm eating. Like the cheese, everything. So yeah, unbelievable. The worst food, I would say the chocolate. I was quite disappointed with the chocolate selection in America. I don't eat a lot of chocolate, but it was noticeable. Like, and then some of the crisp / chips that you got, like some of them are okay, but I feel like you just have Cheetos like everywhere. I feel like there needs to be like a wider range of selection. I do feel like the UK is better, but I'm not too sure. Like I'm not a professional expert on what the snack categories are, but I do really like the crisp in America. And one thing I would say that's better than the UK, you guys have all the big bags. And for me, when there's like 4 of you and you're all sharing, not that I want to share, it makes a lot more sense. So, are you going to do the rest of Route 66 now after I've done a bit? Yes, obviously, like we did San Francisco. Why did I say Cisco? We did San Francisco, we did Cameo, LA, Joshua Tree, Sedona, we did Kingsman, and then we did Vegas. So there is like, I know there's like a lot more to the Route 66 route that we could do, but we just chose that route because it was more suited to us and the hotels we wanted to stay in, so that's why. But the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Just love your pages and your channels. Keep going. Oh, thank you so much. Yvonne, I really appreciate that. Like this channel's nice. I just get to sit here and talk, which, you know, I don't really often get to do, you know, because obviously like I'm just an absolute crazy person who just has to scream at everything, which I can't help. If anybody knows me in person, I am literally the same. Like I am, if I have my crazy moments, it's just, I go all off. I can't explain it. It's just who it is. So who it is, it's just who I am. Did you go with a company or plan it all yourself? That is a question from Kaylee. So no, we didn't go with a company. We actually paid for everything on the trip. The only place that I did work with that you guys might have seen on TikTok and Instagram was Universal in LA. So I worked with Universal for our tickets and our fast track passes. So that was the only sort of kind of collaboration that I did in America. My fault, I didn't really reach out. I don't really reach out often. You know, if the opportunity's there, then like, you know, I'd be silly not to take anything. So if it comes up, then I always, I'll always accept it, especially working with amazing like brands like Universal, etc. But the whole trip was planned from the amazing, lovely Hannah Star. I will pop her TikTok up here. I'm sure if you DM her, maybe don't hassle her. She might give you the itinerary, but she does events planning for work. So obviously she's an absolute superstar. See, I did there because her last name's Star at organizing anything. So because of her, the trip was so perfectly put together. Her itinerary, like her and Dan, like spent loads of time on FaceTime, you know, just like booking hotels and booking experiences, and like Hannah did so much of the groundwork, and honestly ridiculously grateful for the fact that she did, because we had genuinely one of the best trips ever. So shout out to Hannah. She definitely made the trip very memorable, and a trip that I'll probably never forget for the rest of my life. So, and it is one of those trips that you do genuinely need to be organized, because if it was up to me and Ben, we genuinely probably would have literally like sat by the pool, gone and ate a steak every single day, and I don't know, gone and watched something in a sports bar and did a little bit of shopping. But because the girls were there, it was a different holiday. But I'm very grateful that they were, because they made it an experience. So shout out to the girls. Have you ever tried ranch or bacon flavored soda? What? Ranch bacon flavored soda? Would that even be would that be nice? Oh, I don't know how I feel about that one. The answer is no. The fact that even exists, or does it exist, is crazy. Just no word of a lie. What is the best city or state that you have visited? That is a good question. The best state. Right, obviously, look, Florida was one of my most amazing holidays that I've ever been on. Obviously, this was separate to, you know, Route 66. So on Route 66, the best state that I went to, Joshua Tree was my favorite because of how like in the middle of nowhere it was. Obviously, we went to Palm Springs as well, and Palm Springs is absolutely incredible. But for me, I think Arizona, Sedona, like to live, like the way it was all laid out, the mountains in the background. I love how all the buildings and the businesses were all like red bricked. so it correlated with the mountains. Like, it was just such a clean, beautiful city. And then obviously going to Lake Powell and Antelope Canyon towards that way, like, experience like a real mountain desert sort of lake area was just the best thing ever. But obviously, guys, I'm going to be biased. My favorite city in America is Philadelphia, and it always will be, because, you know, I have my first big memories from Philadelphia, being from the UK, supporting the Eagles, the things I've experienced, a Super Bowl win. Like, it's going to be hard to top that. But the place that I want to go to and see the most is Tennessee. I don't know why, but Nashville and like the Franklin and the Brentwood areas really appeal to me. Like, I always wanted to live in like a suburbs where you can walk your dogs, where there's good schools, and where there's just a really beautiful community. And I do really feel like all the research that I've done, Tennessee definitely matches up to that. So you might see me in Tennessee, you know, sooner rather than later. But guys, that is all the questions that I have from the story. Thank you so much. If you've made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate it. But please also comment down below of trips that you think I should do. It doesn't have to be America based. It could be Europe. It could be in, well, actually, whilst I'm filming this video, I actually fly to Dubai tomorrow. So there could be a vlog about Dubai coming very, very soon as well, which I'm super excited about. And yeah, I just wanted to say from the bottom of my heart, guys, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. It's been your boy, Richardsales Official. Peace and love. And thank you for coming over and subscribing to the new channel. Bye, guys. Cool. Well, let me just leave that. God's sake. It's going to be perfect to add to the end of the video.